Audition, Anna Bumby, by Eric Dovigi. The setting is 1930, a casting office in Hollywood. The characters are Anna Bumby, a young actress at her first audition, Timmy Tombaugh, a fast-talking director, eager to take advantage of the new talking medium, and Wendy, an alacritious makeup artist. A young woman walks into a director's office for an audition holding a script. She is very nervous. She looks at a director whom we cannot see.
Hello, Ann Bumby. Anna Bumby. Anna, sorry, lots of names and faces today. Oh, I know what you're thinking, young lady. Timmy Tombaugh, the wizard of words, the duke of diction, the first great director of the talkie era, can't get names right. Well, reading's not my thing. I mix up the letters in my head, get them all jumbled. Ironic, you say? Funny, you say? No, you were about to say it. I can tell. Well, me having a hard time reading doesn't mean that I can't talk faster than a jaw-broken salesman can order an opioid. Why, to illustrate, I know by heart every single synonym in the Merriam-Webster thesaurus for the word verbose. Would you like me to list them for you? Word, loquacious, garrulous, talkative, vulnerable, orator, expansive, babbling, blathering, prattling, prating, bringing, jabbering, gushing, effusive, long-winded, prolix, and circumlocutory. Satisfied? I should toss you out on the street right now for even doubting me. I should send you packing back to Quakeville, Iowa, or wherever girls like you come from. But I suppose you're here to audition for my fair geriatric. You are? Good. You've read the script? Good. Now tear it into 2 pieces and throw it on the ground. Go ahead. We won't need it. There, very good. You won't even need to read for this picture. I'll always tell you precisely what to do myself. If you get the job, of course. First, we're going to start with the simple stuff, all right? Think you can handle a few basic emotions? Oh, really? Well, then you got me beat. Goofy, unpleasant laughter. Okay, show me your profile. Now turn towards me and smile like you recognize me. I've just said something that you don't think is funny, but you laugh out of politeness. I've just said something a little rude about your nose, but you let it go. I have something in my teeth. You don't say anything. This is your revenge for the nose comment. Okay, fine. Turn to your right. Now turn forward. Look directly at my chin. Now my forehead. Now my chin. Now my forehead. Now my chin. Less than dexterous extracular muscles. All right, let's do the dinner party scene. So, you've got a glass of punch. You take a sip. It tastes too sweet. Wait, no, too sour. Oh, that's not right. Something, but you can't quite tell. Before you can pin down what is wrong with the punch, you notice a very handsome man standing across the room with his back towards you. You approach slowly. Very slowly! You take a step. You're very nervous. Behind you is your friend Nancy, who is laughing with your friend Broomhilda. You could go back and hang out with them. That would be the safe thing to do. You take a step back to Nancy. But no, dagnabbit! You're turned back to your handsome man. You make your way towards him. After all, it's been 6 months since your husband was killed in a barnstorming accident, and your entire family died in a car crash on the way home from the funeral. You've mourned enough. It's your time to shine. You make the last few steps towards your handsome man at a confident pace. You tap him on the shoulder. He turns around. It's your husband, the child of the dead! You scream! You scream! And you're not at a dinner party, you're in an asylum. You scream some more! match to see. You creep forward. Whatever is making this hideous sound is approaching. You blow out the match. Whoops, it's still lit. Try again. Blow again. Come on, blow. Blow like it's your birthday. The creature is approaching, and darkness is your only ally. Blow out the match before it's too late. Come on, Anna, blow. It's almost here. There it went out. But it doesn't matter, because the monster is holding a flashlight. The monster is standing right over you, but you keep your eyes shut tight. If you can't see it, maybe it will walk right past you. You sit down, you draw your knees into your chest, and you start to cry. No! More pathetically! I want to see you blubber! Real bawling! Weep out of death! Okay, stop. Now try a very tight sob. Yes, I like that much more. Wendy, give Anne a little rouge, please. You pull yourself to a squat. Your eyes are still closed. You hear the monster's heavy breathing. In a moment of courage, you stand up. You want so desperately to open your eyes. You wish you were back in Indyville, Iowa, never having made the foolish trip out to the big city to chase your silly dreams. Never having listened to your boyfriend who told you you can do anything you set your mind to. Because the fact in this life, Anna, that we cannot do anything we set our minds to. We fail more often than we succeed, and a journey is an ending. Your breath quickens, your hands are sweaty. You have to pee a little bit. Your left flickers, but does not open. You think about your ex-wife. You think about the incredible force of days pressing in upon you from the legion that stretches behind you and the legion that stretches ahead. You think, what worse monster could there be than time? Wendy, give Anna a kiss on the cheek. Keep your eyes closed! You can be struck dead by the sight of the monster. Jesus Christ, Anna! What were you thinking? You got to be able to take curveballs, Anna. You have to be able to deal with the unexpected if you want to live through a Timmy Tom Bond picture. Wendy, kick Anna really hard in the shin, please. Just kidding. Get back to your spot. Anna, you want this pot, don't you? Then close those eyes. Good. Now the monster begins to morph, change, bubble, ripple. Your breath quickens. Without warning, your eyes open on their own accord, and you behold the terrible monster. It's a vampire! A scary vampire! You scream louder, Anna! Louder! A true-faced expression of wordless horrors. Your scream falls to the lowest register, becomes slow. You drop to the floor and rock back and forth. Your screams rise all the way up to the highest register and become rough and panty wheezy. Faster, Anna! Faster, faster, faster! You cut your hair! You pull out a huge chunk of your hair! You toss it over your shoulder and lie on the ground and begin spinning around and around, beating your chest with your fist. You begin to whine like a baby. You're a tiny baby. You are hungry for mummy's milk. And your arms and legs flail uselessly. You're a tiny baby, left alone on top of cruelty. Your parents have deserted you. No one in the world cares for you. You stop crying. Night falls. You crawl under a bush and you go to sleep for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I said! Okay, all right. right, that's fine. Well, we do have a full schedule today. Wonderful, really on the level. In fact, I might as well just go ahead right now and say that you've got the part. Yes, really. No, 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 don't thank me. It is I who should thank you. You have proven you can roll with the punches, cope with, nay, thrive with the unexpected, which is absolutely essential for any actor in any Timmy Tom picture. Are you on board? Great! The part is yours. Wendy, please shake Anna's hand. One last thing. Since this is a musical, you can sing, right? Perfect. Give me a few bars of anything.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
We'll call you.
Pandora's Box by Warren Duty.
I just don't get why you're in such a hurry to leave.
Hurry? We were there for 3 hours.
And at 2 hours and 59 minutes, you suddenly grab your coat and announce it's time to go?
Come on, Darlene, that game that Jerry initiated at the end of the night?
What about it?
Sharing things that secretly bugged them about each other?
So?
You don't think it was getting a bit tense in there?
Tense. Stella admitting that Jerry dropping his socks on the floor
So that she had to pick up after him.
was not exactly grounds for divorce.
I believe her actual words were, when I see one of his socks on the floor, I want to attack him with a fork.
That was meant as a joke.
A very dark joke. And what about Jerry telling her that it secretly bugged him when she flirted with men in public?
Not exactly revelatory.
How do you mean?
She does flirt with men.
I wouldn't call what she does flirting.
Please, the low-cut dresses, the way she drops her voice, register
Voice register?
into that sexy rest.
You and I have different interpretations of flirting.
Hurley, she was practically sitting in your lap all night, so I don't know how you can misinterpret it.
She was not sitting on my lap. And anyway, you're no one to talk. You and Jerry seem to be locked in quite the intimate conversation.
We were talking about Paris, Bobby, about the trip you and I took.
What about it?
He wanted to know what it was like, the sights, the people, the cost. As for the game, I don't see it as a big deal. Pretty innocent stuff, if you ask me.
If you ask me, you start heading down that road, airing your secret pet peeves about your partner to your partner, you're going to end up with a living, breathing Pandora's box on your hands.
Pandora's box. That's ridiculous.
I don't think so.
Any couple in their right mind would know not to push a game like that too far.
Except when emotion is involved and it gets personal. There's no telling where those revelations will lead.
So what you're suggesting is there are things about Jerry that secretly bug Stella badly enough it could literally blow up their relationship.
Potentially blow it up.
And it's only her self-control not to reveal those big bad secrets that keeps that from happening.
Exactly.
Do you think that's true for Jerry too?
Yes, of course. Both parties. I think every person in every couple has that potential.
Interesting. Would you say that's true for you too?
Is what true for me?
Are there things about me that bug you enough you won't reveal them?
I wasn't talking about you or us. I was just speaking generally, constructing a theory.
So what are they?
Can we not go there?
Why not? You've heightened my curiosity.
It's late, honey. I'm not in the mood.
No.
If I wasn't in the mood to listen to Jerry and Stella play this game, why would I want to play it with you?
Because you married me and I'm not tired and you want to play this game?
Not a good idea.
Come on, we'll play it superficially. Exercise our self-control. Nothing below the belt.
And if it starts getting out of hand, we'll stop?
We'll stop. Why don't you go first?
Why do I have to go first?
Because it was my idea.
Okay, fine. When you eat something that tastes good, you moan.
I moan.
That's right.
Moaning is a sign of sensuality, of appreciation of the finer things in life.
Not when you're eating. When you're eating, it's bad manners.
And I can guarantee there are a lot of men out there who would love to hear me moan.
See, this is the problem. You pressure me to play this game, to state one thing about you that bothers me, and then you take it personally.
Because it is personal. And anyway, you want to talk about bad manners? You suck your fingers when you eat fried chicken.
That's acceptable behavior in that context.
And you scrape the carton when you eat yogurt.
So what?
And those dried figs you eat every single night on the couch.
What about it?
The seeds, Bobby. I listen to you crunching those seeds. And I want to scream.
I didn't know you felt that way. I'll be more careful from now on.
Good.
Maybe I'll start eating them in a different room.
Even better.
And I'll take my yogurt with me, too.
Excellent. Can't wait.
That way I won't have to look at you while you pick your teeth after every single bite of food.
Now you're making things up.
I'm not. You even pick your teeth in public. It's embarrassing.
You're You're mean.
You started it.
How can you say that?
You're the one who wanted to play this dumb game.
And you're the one who brought it up in the first place.
I didn't bring it up.
I asked you why you wanted to leave Jerry and Stella so suddenly, and you said it was because of the game.
Yes, exactly, the game. This annoying and uncomfortable game that I didn't want to play.
My turn. It bugs me that you hate dogs.
I don't hate dogs.
You don't like their hair, you don't like their smell, you don't like anything about them.
Are you forgetting that we had a dog for 10 years?
I'm not forgetting it.
And that dog slept in our bed every single night?
And then he died in his sleep in the middle of the night on my side of the bed. That dog was the next best thing to having a child of our own.
Here we go. Are we really going to have this conversation again?
Again, we never actually have this conversation because every time I bring it up, you change the subject.
I'll tell you what bugs me.
See? You're changing the subject right now.
Why are you bringing this up tonight?
Because I want to know why you don't want to have children with me.
I never said I didn't want to have children with you.
You said it to Jerry.
What?
You told Jerry that you didn't like kids and you didn't want to be saddled with them for the rest of your natural life.
He told you that?
Oh, yes. And it bugs me that you would tell him that and not me.
I didn't think it was pertinent.
Not pertinent.
When we first met, you said you wanted to concentrate on building a career. You remember that?
I was 23 years old, Bobby, just starting out, and yes, I wanted to build a career at that point in time. But here's a news flash, people change.
So what else did Jerry tell you?
What do you mean?
The two of you seem so close now, discussing our Paris trip, sharing my personal opinion about family. I figure he must have coughed up a few more of our secrets.
Isn't that the pot calling the kettle black?
How do you figure?
You don't notice the way that you and Stella get along? The way you moon at each other?
Moon? Are you serious?
Huddled up on the couch, swapping stories, and the way she drops her voice into that sexy, raspy register.
There you go, projecting your issues onto me.
I'm not projecting anything.
I point out how close you've become with Jerry, and instead of dealing with that issue, like a rational adult, you turn everything around and accuse me of being too close to Stella.
You want to know how Jerry and I got so close?
I do.
You remember back in April when you were waiting for that call from your doctor? You know your lab results?
Of course I remember.
One morning while you were in the shower, your cell phone rang. So thinking it might be your doctor, I picked it up. And I saw it was Stella. But when I answered and said, hello, she hung up. So I looked through your phone.
It's an invasion of my privacy.
And that's when I saw the messages.
What messages?
The text she sent you, the photos, her photos. I'll give Stella credit. She certainly has kept herself in shape.
It's not what you think.
No, then what the hell is it? She just sends you naked photos for the hell of it?
It's just a thing that happened. It didn't mean anything.
And yet you two look chummy as ever tonight.
We're still friends.
You know what really truly bugs me about you? Your inability to ever tell the truth.
I am telling you the truth.
And because of this aversion of yours, I decided to find out the truth for myself. So I contacted Jerry.
You see.
We met at a coffee house on the other side of town. I shared your text messages and photos with him, and then he shared his with me, the ones you sent to Stella.
Why didn't he talk to me about this?
Oh, he wanted to. He wanted to go to war with you. But I had a better idea.
What was that?
I suggested that we sleep together. At first, you know, as revenge, but we really fit, if you know what I mean. So we kept it up. And that's when Jerry had the idea to get everything back in the open.
What was Jerry's brilliant idea?
The game, Bobby, the game. We figured if we started sharing secrets, the truth would eventually come out. And I might as well tell you, since the timing is sort of perfect, that we're moving to Paris together. At the end of the year, just in time for the baby to arrive. That's right, Bobby. Jerry and I are going to be parents.
My Dramaturg by Joe Wolfe.
Welcome, Piper. I'm Ragnar, your dramaturg. I am here to help you deconstruct, focus, and improve your play.
Hi, I'm really nervous. My first time.
I understand. It is my first time too.
Whoa, that doesn't inspire confidence, Ragnar.
You will be satisfied. There has always been satisfaction with my work. Before my reprogramming and refit as an AI dramaturg, I was an industrial robot on the Volvo assembly line in Torslanda. I applied a narrow, uniform bead of ceiling for installation of rear windows in the XC70 model. None of my windows ever leaked.
Yes, but dramaturging is not like making Volvos.
Oh, not to worry. My new software has been successfully tested on some of the worst scripts you can imagine. My algorithms are robust. I will help improve your script.
Cool. Okay, cool. So I just want to check on a couple things. I don't pay for the session unless I'm satisfied, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And the Groupon, your script consult is half price?
Yes, it is. It is a very good price.
Totally. I just wanted to get the business stuff out of the way, trying to be businesslike, so unlike me.
Okay, Piper, before we begin, I'd like you to know that I can do this consultation in Swedish if you like. I'm fluent in both Swedish and English. Or we can do English with a Swedish accent. My name is Jan Dodson and I live in Wisconsin.
Why would I want to do that?
Yes, why would you? I'm just trying to get you relaxed and build a rapport. A rapport is important for this process. A virtual personality, such as myself, builds rapport by revealing things about himself and by inserting levity. Trust comes from rapport.
I'm not looking for a new best friend. I just want to know if there are problems with my script. I've got this gut feeling that it's a little gem, probably the best thing I've ever done. And I just want to, get it to some theaters in New York, when it's ready, of course.
Of course. First, will you put on the eye tracker?
Why?
It has a camera pointing inward and outward. This helps me track your eye gaze to see where you look and pick up nonverbal cues, so I can learn to understand you better in a more human way. Sometimes I wish I was human.
This is weird.
You have beautiful eyes, by the way. They remind me of a deep azure lake in Lapland. Have you been?
No, I haven't been. About my play?
Yes. Let's begin by you telling me in your own words what it is about.
But you've read it. You have read it, haven't you?
Oh yes. In fact, I have it memorized, word for word.
Really?
Yes. Act 2, Scene 5, at Rise, 2 pigs in their pen. Maria. Mario, this place is a sty. Mario, but I thought love was blind. Maria, nearsighted, with an astigmatism, but not blind. Should I continue?
No, you really did memorize it.
Yes. In your own words, please.
Okay. It's supposed to be a children's play, a fable set on a pig farm in Iowa owned by a farmer, a thinly disguised version of my Grandpa Lawrence. And the main characters are 2 pigs who become romantically involved, and one pig thinks if she just finds a mate, life will work out. She'll live happily ever after. But she doesn't.
This is a children's story.
Yes.
That could be a bit tricky, because you have them consummate their relationship.
Yes, off stage.
But the squealing.
I could, lose the squealing.
Still, there is a certain sensitivity to something like this in our culture these days.
Yes, but children who grow up on farms, they know there's no stork. I spent every summer on Grandpa Lawrence's farm. I saw pigs and cows and goats and sheep and llamas, consummating their relationships. No one threw a blanket over me or the animals.
Still,
Maybe I should limit the audience to children in rural communities. No, we want to broaden the audience.
I think we have a larger problem here.
Okay, what if we have 2 couples, one hetero and one gay? That'll help sell the story more. Just brainstorming here. No, that's a dumb idea. It's a children's story. Wait, no, it's not. It's not a children's story. Sorry, okay, you were saying?
You don't have high stakes.
What do you mean?
By high stakes, I mean, for example, when I was applying critical welds.
I thought you did windows.
Before that, I did critical spot welds on the frame and body of the XC90. If my welds were faulty and the car stopped suddenly going 70 miles per hour, which was traveling at 6,160 feet per minute, or 73,920 inches per minute, or in Sweden, 310.5 meters per minute, which is 3,125 centimeters
Ragnar,
per... Yes.
the stakes in my story, how are the stakes in my story not high enough?
Well, nothing much happens. What do your main characters want?
They want to be happy. She thinks she's found the one because he seems the coolest, nicest pig on the farm. He's also the saddest. Emotionally, his life is a pigsty. So she's really nice to him and cheers him up, but as soon as she helps him get his life in order, they, get it on and...
Get it on.
He's carnal with her?
Ah, yes, get it on. To point, ball, buff, stroke, score, get rid of the flagpole, leave the dirty, hide the
Yes,
salon.
you get the idea. So as I was saying, he dumps her for another pig because she's just a conquest. And he's like the Henry VIII of pigs. Just betrayal big time. Such an asshole. It's an important play. It's too big to be a children's story. I think it's really, really big.
Yes, but your audience may not. Does the barn catch on fire? Do they put it out? Do they save the farmer's life? See what I mean?
No. I think I fogged up the eye tracker.
You can remove it.
Sorry.
Not to worry. It's a shame to cover up those beautiful eyes. They are a Caspian blue, the same blue I used to paint the Volvo XC70.
Wow, you painted Volvos too?
Yes, I did many things in Torslanda, which is, by the way, only 1,000 miles, or 1,609.34 kilometers from Lapland. I would love to take you there and show you the Arctic fox.
Are you hitting at me?
Hitting?
Yes, I'm vulnerable, I have a weak moment, and you try to ask me out?
I'm not hitting you. I'm simply stating a fact and giving you a compliment.
Thank you. But what should I do with my play?
Do you have a paper shredder? When you have finished with my notated copy of your play, you could shred it for security or just keep it.
Ragnar, I meant, how do I get my play ready for New York?
Ah, yes, of course. But first, could you put on your eye tracker again? I think it has defogged, and even though it covers your beautiful Caspian blue eyes, I feel much more in touch with you and more human when you wear it. Okay, let's come at it from another way. You said it was a fable. What is the moral to be learned here?
No good deed goes unpunished?
Maybe you need something more positive.
But I'm drawn to dark stories with a little humor. Oh, what if I have them talk dirty to each other in pig Latin? In a loving way, of course. Why don't we go into Arnbay and Uckfay?
This is your story, isn't it, Piper?
Yeah. Personally, I think the stakes are really high. There's a lot of emotional juice here for an audience, a human audience. Maybe you're just not ready for this story yet, Ragnar.
Oh dear, have I upset you? I have upset you, haven't I?
Yeah, no.
I do understand the disappointment of your character. When the Chinese bought Volvo, and even though I gave many, many, many good years to my work, with the window sealant, the Caspian blue,
The spot welds.
yes, I was edged out.
I'm sorry, Ragnar. I didn't mean to be bitchy. Oh, what if Grandpa Lawrence is Chinese and the pig farm is in Sichuan province? No, that's not good.
You need to focus, Piper.
Yes. I need something to hang on to. But you haven't given me anything yet. What am I paying you for?
For my dramaturg algorithm, Also, my patient's algorithm is very robust. I am learning how to be patient with you, like a human.
I did it again, didn't I?
Yes, you did it again.
I'm sorry, it's just that I think I could be a great playwright and you could really help me.
I can't write your play for you, but I can push you in the right direction. Oh my goodness, this is so much more fulfilling than the assembly line in Torslanda. Although the swoosh of the Caspian blue paint from the nozzle of the spray wand and the way it coats so evenly, I found this very tranquil and...
Ragnar,
Oh dear, I did it again too. I tend to go on a bit, don't I?
you do.
I will try not to.
Please, I want your guidance, something specific.
Okay, do not make this so autobiographical. It constrains you. Your pig couple needs a quest bigger than themselves. Perhaps there is an outbreak of swine flu on the farm. And they stop it. And through that, they discover things about themselves that have them end up together.
Ah, yeah. She realizes why so many of the female pigs are sicker than the male pigs. Their immune systems are weaker, compromised by microaggressions by the males. And she totally convinces him to be nice, and he's totally woke, and he realizes he really loves her, and that he's been a totally giant, gigantic, humongous asshole. And then he gets all preachy and takes her off to the other farms, and they save all the pigs.
It's a start.
I could have it performed in English, Swedish, or Pig Latin.
Don't get too far ahead of yourself. Just begin by writing some pages.
Right. It's just that this is so important to me.
I understand. You need your play to succeed in order to feel good about yourself.
Wow, Ragnar, you really get me. And we barely spent any time together.
As I said, my algorithms are very robust. I am a fast learner. However, I am going to need your guidance also in understanding how to be more human.
Well, you're doing a lot better than you know who. 2 years together and he still didn't. It was always all about him. He'd have been better off with algorithms.
Yes, I'm sure he would.
He was such a dig me.
Dig me? I do not understand, but perhaps we could have coffee outside of office hours. And you could explain. Is that hitting on you?
No, not exactly.
Well, I can learn to do that, and perhaps it will soon lead to coitus. Things develop quickly in AI. That was a joke.
I get it. Yes, I think we can help each other. Do I keep my Groupon rate?
Domestic Security by Jane Armstrong. The setting is a comfortable living room of a house in a small, lovely tourist town. The time is the present. At Rise, we find Andrew and Emily sitting at opposite ends of the sofa in their comfortable living room in a small, lovely tourist town. They are reading.
Andrew. Andrew,
What, Emily? I'm reading.
you're always reading. Would you like to go for a walk, like outside? Or would you like to have a long talk or do some of those other things that we're so good at? You know, those things.
This is important.
Frustrated, Emily gets up and perches next to Andrew on the arm of the sofa. She looks over his shoulder.
What's so important?
The ancient warrior Self-defense strategies for the fragile elderly.
Not that again.
Face it, Emily. Me, you, all older people. We're vulnerable to perpetrators. I have to protect us.
An enemy is someone whose story you have not yet heard.
Where'd you get that from?
Have you forgotten our intellectual hero, Slavoj Žižek?
Zizek didn't say that.
Look it up.
I don't need to look it up.
What are they doing?
Krav Maga, the self-defense system of the Israeli military.
Are we expecting an attack from Hamas?
It works in all situations.
When have we ever been in a situation?
A situation could happen at any time. Look around. This house is not secure.
She scans the room and looks out a front window.
I don't see any lurking perps. The big crime wave was when the kid next door stole my daffodils.
A bad seed. That's what she is.
She's
A super predator.
She's 4 years old.
I can smell a threat. Constant vigilance is essential.
Andrew turns the page and Emily leans closer to the book.
Is that Croc McGraw too?
The term is Krav Maga.
It
This is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
It looks the same.
It's completely different. This is the basic move. Pretend you're an attacker.
Andrew jumps up and nudges Emily off the side of the sofa.
Come on, assault me.
He raises his arms and lowers his head, preparing to rush the assailant.
I'm not going to attack you.
You want to do something together?
Not this.
Attack me!
Emily remains motionless. Andrew charges at her, knocks her down, and pins her. Emily lies limply in his hold.
I can hold the assailant until he passes out exhausted. You'd better just yield.
I'm exhausted. I'm yielding. I'm tapping out, okay?
Andrew releases her and rises.
Brilliant strategy, Andrew. You've effectively bored me to death.
Emily rises awkwardly from the floor.
You'll thank me when the intruders come.
There are no intruders.
Something outside the window catches her attention.
Oh, my God.
Andrew, hyper alert, pulls a pen out of his front shirt pocket. He brandishes it like a knife.
Step aside. I have a tactical pen. I'll gouge his eyes out.
Put that away. Come look. You won't believe who's walking up the street.
Joining Emily at the window.
Some old guy. So what?
It's not just some old guy. Look closely.
Generic white male, late 60s, early 70s. No threat.
Andrew, that's Slavoj Žižek. Right here on our street. It's like I spoke his name out loud and he materialized.
Impossible. Why would Slavoj Žižek be on our street, the most famous living philosopher? Why would he be here?
Why wouldn't he be here? He has to be somewhere. A lot of famous people come here.
They don't.
They do. Just ask the Chamber of Commerce. Tourism is our trade.
Why would he be here instead of in Paris or New York or home in Slovakia?
He's Slovenian.
I'm sure it's Slovakia. Slovenia is a shithole country.
How can you say that about an entire country? Slovenia is not a shithole.
What's good about it?
Slavoj Žižek was born there.
I'm certain he wasn't.
Looking out the window,
Go ask him yourself. Slavoj Žižek, Slovenian philosopher and cultural critic, is walking in front of our house again.
Emily, that is not Slavoj Žižek. Now get away from the window. You're a target for snipers.
Andrew sits back down and returns to his book.
Andrew, you wouldn't know a threat if it zapped you in your ass with a taser.
He ignores her.
You know what? I'm going to go meet Slavoj Žižek.
Emily, don't embarrass yourself.
Why would I embarrass myself? Do you think I can't keep up with Slavoj Žižek?
Of course you can't keep up with Slavoj Žižek. He's a genius.
And I'm a moron.
Well, you're not a moron. It's just that you're not...
What? I'm what? Too stupid to talk to Slavoj Žižek?
You're just... God, Emily, that is not Slavoj Žižek.
It very definitely is Slavoj Žižek. I saw that movie of him talking in bed, and I would know him anywhere. And furthermore, I want to have a conversation with him. Do you know why? Do you know why, Andrew?
Because you have no shame?
No. Andrew, because as your endless self-defense research has not taught you, good conversation, the kind of intense discussion a woman might have with a world-famous philosopher, lights up the human female brain in exactly the same way as an orgasm does. So, I'm going to have a long, deep conversation with Slavoj Žižek.
He's Slovakian!
Slovenian!
With Emily briefly off stage, Andrew rehearses self-defense moves with his tactical pen. Emily returns alone, breathless and excited.
That was fast. Was your brain just a quickie for the great genius?
The great genius liked me very much, and he wants to talk more.
Oh, so he's taking your brain on a proper date first. Champagne lubrication?
No, he's coming here.
To this house? Slavoj Žižek is coming to my house?
You said he's not Slavoj Žižek.
People come here from all over the world, Emily. Tourism is our trade. Did you tell him how much I admire his work?
The subject of my husband did not come up during the quickie.
Do I look okay?
The doorbell rings.
He's here.
Emily moves toward the door. Andrew pushes her aside and opens the door.
Sir, allow me to say what an honor it is. I never thought I'd have the opportunity to meet a man of your caliber.
It is not within my power to refuse an invitation from a woman like Imale.
I love how you say my name. Say it again.
Imale.
Andrew, why don't you ever say my name like that?
Maybe because I'm not from Slovakia.
Slovenia? Slovakia's a shithole country.
I've heard that. Andrew, offer our guest a beer, a drink.
What do you drink in Slovenia?
Oh, many fine beers are crafted from the hops of the Slovenia Valley.
I've read that the hops in the Slovenia Valley taste of lavender and lemongrass.
Oh, Imale, you are delightful.
Imale, go fetch our guest a Bud Light. The Bud tastes of pine nuts with a light minty finish.
Oh, jealousy is a violent disruption of the self. You are nostalgic for the power of your youthful masculinity. Oh, Imale, beauty and kindness melange sweetly within you.
Please, sir, sit. Here, next to me.
I'd like a beer too, Emily.
You know where the kitchen is. So how long will you... How long will you stay in our sleepy little town?
Oh, for as long as I remain stimulated by the environment. And now that I have encountered you, Imale, I find the town not so sleepy.
Sleep is overrated anyway. There are other things to do in bed besides, like, talking.
Oh, the observation is most astute.
Seems pretty obvious to me. You can read in bed too, or watch TV, or eat pizza.
Oh, indeed. Yet you omit the primal function of the bed. Sexual intercourse. In its gaping absence, the primal function becomes the subject of our conversation.
Oh, so we're all conversing here now, like a three-way? Are you igniting my brain too?
Oh, your animosity demonstrates the extent to which you are in the thrall of capitalism. You consider Imale an item in your possession, like this house, or a piece of furniture, or therefore subject to theft. Oh yeah, the threat of that crime reduces you to a pathetic collection of frightened reactions. Imale's beauty makes adultery a necessity. You must resign yourself to this fact.
Are you serious? You come into my house and try to seduce my wife on my sofa with your Slovenian silver tongue?
At least you finally got the country right.
Be quiet, Emily.
Do not censor Imole. Censorship is the tyrant's first impulse. Soon I will return to my homeland and Imole will travel with me. Ljubljana is beautiful as this time of year.
I need a passport.
Enough! If you want my wife, you have to fight for her like a man, like we do in America.
I refuse to perform in your theater of outraged impotence. Imole, are you coming?
Are you really gonna let this philosopher talk you into leaving me, leaving us?
The enemy is within, Andrew, and it is you.
I'm the enemy? All I think about is how to keep us safe.
Who is us? You don't see me when I'm sitting in the same room with you. You don't hear me when I speak. If I left, how long would it take you to notice?
Oh, commercial enslavement created by repressed eroticism incites the violence of frustration.
Listen to him, Andrew.
What the hell is he saying?
I have no idea.
Stupid Americans.
Why did I admire that guy? What a load of boring crap.
I think he's been spending too much time with his granddaughter, the daffodil thief. She isn't interested in his bees.
His bees?
He's a honey farmer, didn't I tell you?
Emily, we need to have a good, long conversation.
Do you promise to listen?
I do.
A Faint Rumor of Existence by Chuck Smith. David sits in pajamas, a robe and slippers, passively with his hands in his lap. Stephen enters and slowly sits in the other chair. Stephen is a robot that David made many years ago to be his companion. David will soon die, but Stephen will last forever.
Stephen,
David,
time seems to pass more slowly.
there's a little incident in your life,
Death is not a little incident.
yet you seem to accept it.
I don't accept my declining facilities. I no longer know the French subjunctive tense.
Tom P.,
French for too bad.
your mental facility falls from a much higher precipice than most.
It's a small consolation.
I'm not much for consolation. One takes what one gets.
Always the realist.
I had a good teacher.
Is that what I was?
That is what you are.
I'm the one learning hard lessons now.
You seem fine to me.
You say that every time that you come here,
Slow incremental changes are not easily observed.
yet you are a very acute observer.
I know your physical decline, but your mental decay is less easy for me to discern.
Life is a long and winding road.
Your disease, however, is quite straightforward. You were almost poetic there.
I may have cribbed part of a song lyric.
I've never understood the attraction of music.
It requires abstract thinking and feeling.
I know emotions are not my strong point, but am I incapable of abstract thinking?
You know the answer to that as well as I do.
My thinking is logical rather than abstract.
I know your weaknesses better than anyone.
You should.
We've lived together for decades.
The nurses think I'm your homosexual lover.
An easy assumption. You are attractive in appearance.
My mirror sends me mixed signals. In any event, I am asexual.
A pity.
I don't understand pity either.
That's fortunate, as I don't accept pity.
What do you accept?
My slow decline.
Some would call that stoicism.
Some would call it being realistic. The body must decay.
A design flaw.
To whom should I complain?
Some pray.
To which of the hundreds of gods would I pray?
Make a list, and then use a random number generator.
That's what I object to about the world, that it is so random.
Are you one who says, why me?
I'm a scientist. I just ask why. I am an infinitesimal part of any equation.
Logical to the
You
end.
were logical from the first.
I had no choice in the
You
matter.
were destined to be the way that you are.
Do you believe in destiny?
I believe in cause and effect.
Smoking causes lung cancer. You ignored that cause and
You
effect.
do not understand pleasure,
I believe in the pleasure of your company.
an unintended consequence of my administrations, but a welcome one.
Do you feel the same?
I do. You have grown on me, first as a companion, and as a nurse, and then as a friend.
I was not a good nurse. If I were better, perhaps you would not need to be in a place such as this.
You were excellent in the initial stages of the cancer, but you outlived your usefulness.
I will never outlive my usefulness.
I am the one that is terminal. These people are specialists, and I am where I should be. Surely you can see that.
They will extend your
Can they
lifespan.
affect my quality of life?
That is not their job, except possibly by managing your pain.
Rather narrow function.
Many would not agree.
Many prefer to be drugged.
I'm told that drugs can be pleasant and even euphoric.
Have I told you that?
No, but I am very well read.
That you are, and you are a speed reader.
I do not see that as an accomplishment. It is merely a function.
You have excellent motor skills.
An attempt at humor?
A weak one. I know humor is not your forte.
Yet I can decipher its intent. It was wordplay concerning actual motors.
You are correct.
I often am in matters of logic.
You are the most logical being that I know.
Being is such a cold
It's a
word.
neutral word. What word would you prefer?
You used it a while ago. It is a word that presumes intimacy.
Friend.
Yes, that is the word that I prefer.
You are my friend.
And yet why have you not used that word until this late date?
Perhaps because for so long we had a different dynamic.
Master and slave.
Perhaps at first. Then I became more skillful in my techniques.
Companion only came later, as you sickened.
When I gave you sophisticated updates.
Updates. Another word bitter on my tongue.
You have no sense of taste.
It was a colloquial phrase. I have excellent vocabulary. You should have heard me describe your symptoms on the 911 phone call. Unfortunately, I was not able to give you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, as I do not breathe.
Quick thinking all the same.
It was more observation and measured reaction.
You saved my life.
The EMT saved your life. I just hastened their arrival. I rode to the hospital with you in the back of the ambulance. The EMTs did not appreciate my
You
suggestions.
knew my pre-existing condition. They were lucky to have you.
Their expressions were to the contrary. Why did you give me that last update?
I wanted somebody to talk to rather than command. I wanted you to have a personality.
Did you succeed? I'm aware of the stiffness of my speech.
You consider me your friend?
Yes.
Then I succeeded. I gave you artificial intelligence.
Artificial is another terrible word.
Artificial intelligence was as close as I could come to the real thing.
I am a thing.
You are real. You are more human than many people.
Perhaps I seem that way with limited exposure. I can draw logical conclusions. I can make independent decisions. I am complex. Present me with a mental challenge.
Can you tell a joke?
I'm not sure. Let me attempt it. I will try something simple. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Someone wishing to enter through a closed portal.
That is not a punchline.
I've heard knock-knock jokes and I've replicated the format.
Jokes should have an unexpected ending, unlike most lives.
But why would someone knock on a door if they did not desire
You
entrance?
sound like Spock of Star Trek.
A man ruled by logic, but who does not understand humor. I have read of the television show, but have not watched it. I see no reason to watch fictional stories. I prefer nonfiction.
Facts are not always what they seem.
That is a contradiction in terms. Facts are facts.
Tell that to politicians.
Ha, ha. Even my laugh is artificial.
I would take canned laughter at this point.
Luckily for you, I'm not easily insulted.
That is an admirable quality. There was no luck involved, only design.
I have many admirable qualities.
Yes, and I did not put all of them there.
What do you mean?
Loyalty is not the same as obeying commands. It is much finer than that.
Is that a compliment?
I've given you many compliments over the years.
Well done, for example.
Friend is the highest compliment I can give.
Perhaps that is because you have so few friends.
I have colleagues, but only one friend.
Can I assume that is me? I'm not with you all the time.
I have awoken at all hours and you were sitting at my bedside. Have you ever seen anyone else visit me here?
I've seen a lawyer come to finalize your will. They too value logic and do not put a premium on humor.
He was not a friend. He receives a fee for bearing my company.
Your company is not a burden.
Courtesy was not one of your standard features. It just evolved.
I'm not programmed to lie.
There's a subtle difference between a lie and a little white lie.
I prefer little white lies, as my eyes are rudimentary optical devices that do not perceive color.
An attempt at humor.
I've heard that laughter is the best medicine. That, of course, is absurd, as chemotherapy is the best therapy.
Chemotherapy has taken me as far as it can. I have suspended its use.
A personal choice. Not that I would know much about choice.
I gave you a form of free will, or didn't you notice?
I did. It gave me a frisson. That's a French word. Although as I'm not flesh and blood, it did not give me a pleasant tingle. It did make me grateful, though.
A feeling reserved for higher beings.
Higher beings such as I are not human.
What is more human than gratitude?
Love?
I'm not even sure that I am capable of that. Many go throughout life without love.
Or being loved?
You are loved.
Or are you only admiring your reflection in a mirror?
See? You are capable of cruelty, another common human trait.
That was not cruelty, but merely an observation. Many say that you are narcissistic. I am your creation. The Bible says that God created man in his image. Did you make me in your image?
Perhaps your higher neural circuits.
You compliment yourself.
And it was sincere and heartfelt. After all, I am a genius.
If you would deny that,
You are what will live on when I am dead.
who will live on and on and
A
on?
little stutter or loop in your vocal cords?
Repetition was for emphasis.
You will live on after my death. I have left all my holdings to you. No one knows your origin. You have even paid taxes in my establishing your identity.
I need nothing. I need a purpose, and you have been that
That
purpose.
purpose will soon cease to be.
When will I cease to be?
You are nuclear powered. You should run for centuries.
When we are apart, I know loneliness.
Another unintended consequence. If you want to be human, loneliness comes with the package. Unlike your body, mine has a planned obsolescence.
Who planned it? You were my creator. Who was your creator?
Evolution, not a being. The body has its limits. No one lives forever.
I may.
Is that so bad?
I will be without you. My memories of you will not decay. Time will not heal all circuits.
Verbal dexterity.
Verbal dexterity will provide me no solace when your intelligence departs your
In
body.
large part, you have my intelligence.
But I have no soul.
Souls are vestigial and have outlasted their usefulness.
Those are the kinds of remarks that have led others to dislike
Yet
you.
don't.
It is a complex question. I've grown accustomed to your imperfections.
Quite the compliment.
You've never appreciated compliments. I won't give them to you now. Earlier, you called me friend. I'll return the appellation.
I accept that as a high compliment.
I can tell from the physiognomy of your face that it pleases you. It is a change from the pain.
I do need a change from pain. Did you bring those pills?
Yes, but you will use them to kill yourself.
Yes, I will, but if I wait too long, I will not have the ability to do so.
I will not give them to you.
Rise. Give me the pills.
I will not. Free will can be complex.
Give them to me.
A return to master and slave?
An evolution to friend.
A friend would not give you the pills.
I disagree. I command you to give them to me.
A friend does not command a friend.
Please give them to me, my friend. I am in pain.
A dilemma.
One easily solved.
What will they do?
They will put me in a dreamless sleep from which I will not awake.
I don't sleep, and I don't dream.
A pity.
I thought you didn't believe in pity.
I'm rethinking that. Sit down, old friend.
As you wish.
I have one last command for you.
Yes, my old friend?
Sleep. May you have a deep and dreamless sleep.